Jason explained everything with a beaming smile. Finally, Arnold exclaimed,
Are you for real? We get to chill at the Monteverdae Manor?
Jason nodded excitedly, feeling a surge of happiness as his friends showed their support and happiness for his new life.
I know it's hard to believe, but I'm not just a regular student anymore.
Jason said confidently.
And now, my sister has invited us to have some fun at the manor.
Dominic chuckled in surprise.
Well, I can't believe it. We're in, Jason. Let's do this!
The next morning, Jason, Dominic, and Arnold eagerly prepared themselves for their journey to the Monteverdae Manor. As they reached the parking lot where Jason had parked the sleek black car, Dominic and Arnold couldn't hide their amazement at the luxurious vehicle. Dominic exclaimed,
Man, Jason, this car is insane! When did you get it?
Grinning, Jason replied to his friend,
It's a long story, guys. Let's just say things have changed.
The trio climbed into the car. The excitement was palpable as they set off for a day that promised luxury and the revelation of a secret that would forever alter their perspective on Jason's life. They soon reached the grand entrance of the manor, filling the trio with awe. As they approached the lobby, the receptionist, a picture of elegance herself, greeted them with a professional smile.
Good morning. May I see your membership access cards?
She inquired, her tone polished and courteous. Jason calmly replied,
We don't have membership access cards. We're guests of Trixie Monteverdae. She invited us here today.
However, the receptionist, glancing at Jason's less than impressive attire, hesitated.
I'm sorry, sir, but entry to the Monteverdae Manor requires a membership access card. We have strict policies in place.
Jason calmly replied,
Look, I understand your policy, but Trixie Monteverdae invited us here. She would be expecting us.
The receptionist doubtfully said,
Invited by Miss Monteverdae? I find that hard to believe, especially considering the dress code for our exclusive members.
Arnold, confused, asked,
Dress code? What's wrong with what Jason is wearing?
The receptionist responded condescendingly.
We maintain a certain standard here. Perhaps you gentlemen should come back when you're appropriately dressed?
Being annoyed, Dominic retorted.
You don't understand. Jason
interrupted Dominic and said,
It's all right, guys. Let's not make a scene. I'll handle this.
Jason took out his phone and dialed Trixie's number, hoping to resolve the situation. Meanwhile, the receptionist skeptically retorted,
I am not falling for any cheap trick. Call Miss Monteverdae, if you can.
Jason said to himself,
I hope Trixie picks up. This is getting awkward.
Dom anxiously said,
Can't believe you're questioning us. We're guests, not intruders.
Arnold sighed.
Yeah, because guests usually need a membership card. Just bear with it for a moment. Trixie will sort this out,
Jason assured his friends. The tension grew as the phone rang, and the trio awaited Trixie's response. Trixie soon answered her phone. Feeling relieved, Jason quickly explained the situation.
Hey, Trixie, we're at the manor, but the receptionist won't let us in without a membership card. Can you help us out?
He inquired. Trixie chuckled on the other end of the line.
Oh, Jason, I forgot to mention that. Just tell them I invited you. They might not recognize you in your regular attire.
Jason responded,
I already mentioned that, but she did not believe it. Don't worry. I'll call the front desk and let them know you're expected. Enjoy your time there,
Trixie assured.
Thanks, Trixie. You're a lifesaver.
Jason expressed his gratitude. Trixie's entrance into the hall was nothing short of regal. A wave of quiet respect washed over the room when she stepped in, silencing the murmurs among the staff. Her mere presence demanded attention, and the employees, in turn, greeted her with a mixture of awe and deference. Jason, Arnold, and Dominic stood alongside the receptionist and observed the transformation in the atmosphere. The staff's initial skepticism and judgment seemed to dissipate in the face of Trixie's authority. The receptionist, catching Jason's eye, wore a knowing smile as if to say,
Here comes the moment. Your lies will be uncovered now.
As Trixie took center stage, the atmosphere in the meeting hall crackled with anticipation. Trixie gestured for Jason to join her on the stage. As he stepped forward, the eyes of the curious staff followed his every move, creating a charged atmosphere in the meeting hall. The spotlight shifted entirely onto Jason, who stood at the center of attention.
Miss Monteverde,
One of the senior staff members ventured to speak.
may I ask who is this young man?
Trixie, with a poised demeanor, addressed the assembled staff.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have an announcement to make. This is not just a meeting. It's a moment of celebration for the Monteverdae family.
The staff exchanged puzzled glances, wondering what was about to unfold. As an air of confusion and mystery filled the room, Trixie continued.
Allow me to introduce someone very special. He's not just a new face. He's my brother and the new owner of this manor.
A collective gasp and surprise swept through the room as the staff tried to reconcile their initial judgments with this unexpected revelation. The room fell into a hushed silence as Jason approached to address the gathering. With a genuine and humble tone, he spoke.
Thank you all for the warm welcome. I am honored to be here and grateful for the opportunity to oversee this remarkable establishment.
After his brief speech, the room erupted into heartfelt applause. The staff, once uncertain and judgmental, now welcomed the new owner with genuine enthusiasm, realizing that the unexpected turns of the day had challenged their assumptions. Before the meeting concluded, Trixie reiterated,
Please remember that Jason prefers a peaceful and low-key life. No one outside here should know that Jason is the Monteverde heir.
As the staff absorbed this information, they exchanged puzzled glances. Some were curious, while others were intrigued by the mystery surrounding their new owner. Still, with a collective nod and a silent acknowledgement, the staff promised not to compromise Jason's hidden identity. Their agreement echoed through the meeting hall, sealing their commitment to maintaining the secret that Jason Villaflor was, in fact, Mr. Monteverde. As the trio bid farewell to Trixie, they decided to explore the grandeur of the manor's main hall. The manor's attendant approached with a polite demeanor, addressing Jason respectfully.
Mr. Monteverde. Jason. How can I assist you? Would you like me to accompany you?
Jason responded with a warm smile.
Yes, please don't call me Mr. Monteverde. I prefer to keep a low profile. You can call me Jason when there are people around. We're unsure where to go, so we're checking the brochures here. But before we explore everything, we'd like to grab a meal. Could you guide us to the restaurant?
The attendant beamed with delight as he responded.
Certainly, Jason. We have a wonderful restaurant on the estate. Follow me, and I'll lead you to it. Please, let me know if you have any other requests or need any assistance. We're here to make your stay enjoyable.
As Jason, Dominic, and Arnold approached the elegant restaurant, the ambiance shifted from the grandeur of the manor's halls to the sophisticated yet welcoming dining area atmosphere. Soft classical music played in the background, complementing the refined decor. As they entered, the trio couldn't help but marvel at the tasteful interior, with crystal chandeliers casting a warm glow over intricately designed tables. Amidst this luxurious setting, Jules and Alyssa sat at a corner table, engrossed in their world. Jules's sly smile crept across his face upon noticing Jason and his friends. Approaching their table, Jules, with a sneer, couldn't resist the opportunity to mock.
Wow, look who decided to grace the manor with their presence. Are you here for some part-time gig, Jason? Polishing silverware or something?
Alyssa chimed in, adding her own disdain.
I didn't know they allowed scholarship kids to dine in such establishments. Must be a special occasion for you.
Jason, maintaining his composure, replied with a calm smile.
We don't have part-time jobs today. We're just here to explore the manor and enjoy a good meal. You know, normal things people do in such places.
Jules, undeterred by Jason's response, continued his taunting.
Explore? You're acting like you belong here. This isn't your usual fast food joint, you know.
Alyssa joined in with a mocking laugh.
Yeah, Jason. You might want to check if they have a student discount or something. We wouldn't want you burning your entire scholarship on a single meal.
Dominic and Arnold exchanged amused glances, but remained silent. Jason, unfazed, decided to play along.
Well, Jules, I heard they have a rich kid discount. Maybe you should ask for it.
Alyssa, pretending to gasp, replied,
Quit fooling around, you scholarship kid.
Sensing the situation and recognizing Jason as his boss, one waiter discreetly approached the trio. He whispered,
Mr. Monteverde, I noticed you prefer a quieter spot. We have a private area with more exquisite settings. Would you like to be seated there?
Jason appreciated the offer and nodded.
Sure, lead the way.
As Alyssa and Jules observed Jason being led to the private area, a mixture of surprise and envy washed over them. Alyssa couldn't help but voice her astonishment.
Jules, look at that. How did he end up in the private area? We deserve that treatment more than he does.
Her tone carried both surprise and a tinge of resentment as she glared at Jason. Alyssa turned to Jules, asking, with a hint of envy,
Can we go to the private area too?
Jules nodded in agreement. Together, they approached the waiter, hoping to secure their own place in the exclusive part of the restaurant. Driven by a shared jealousy, Jules called the waiter and inquired about the private area.
How much is it per person for the private area?
The waiter, maintaining a professional demeanor, responded matter-of-factly.
The private area is $20,000 per person, and the meals are double the price of the regular menu.
Jules hesitated for a moment, contemplating the possibility. He knew that his monthly allowance, a meager $30,000, wouldn't suffice to cover the cost of $20,000 per person. Besides, even if he used all of it, it would leave him penniless for the rest of the month. He shook his head and turned to Alyssa with a disappointed expression. Jules, wanting to keep his financial limitations private from Alyssa, created a diversion to avoid entering the private area. With a playful grin, he said,
You know what, Alyssa? The private area is so overrated. I thought we should enjoy our meal in this charming, regular dining area. It has a more cozy and authentic vibe, don't you think?
Still yearning for a taste of the VIP experience, Alyssa looked slightly disappointed, but nodded reluctantly.
Okay, Jules. Let's enjoy our meal here if you think this area is better.
As they had their dinner, Jules continued with his fabricated story.
You won't believe what I overheard while waiting for our table. Jason and his friends are actually planning to make a run for it after their meal. They can't afford the private dining space, so they'll dash when no one is looking. Can you imagine? We're better off here, trust me.
Alyssa, intrigued by the supposed antics of Jason and his friends, couldn't help but be entertained by the idea.
Really? Making a run for it? That's a bit dramatic, don't you think?
Jules chuckled, pleased that his diversion seemed to be working.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it either. So, we're in the right place, enjoying our meal without drama. Plus, we won't have to sneak out of here.
Alyssa laughed at the imagined scenario, and the tension from earlier seemed to dissipate. As they continued their dinner, the couple found joy in the simple elegance of the regular dining area, oblivious to the fact that Jason and his friends were enjoying themselves in the private area. As the trio finished their meal, no bill was presented, and they casually got up from their chairs as if they had no liabilities. Alyssa and Jules were surprised, thinking the trio might attempt to escape. Believing there was a mistake, Alyssa sharply called out to the waiter,
Excuse me? I think you forgot to give that group their bill. They might run away without paying.
The waiter looked at Alyssa and Jules with a knowing smile. He leaned in slightly, his voice low and confidential.
Don't worry about the bill. The gentleman in that group is a good friend of Mr. Monteverde, the owner of this manor. Everything is taken care of.
Alyssa and Jules exchanged puzzled glances, the revelation sinking in. The waiter continued.
Mr. Monteverde wanted his friends to enjoy their time here without inconvenience. If there's anything else you need, or if you have questions, feel free to ask. We're here to make your experience enjoyable.
The realization that the trio had a direct connection with the owner left Alyssa and Jules in disbelief. As the waiter discreetly conveyed the message, he clarified that exposing Mr. Monteverde's identity was not an option. The luxurious escapade continued for the trio, leaving Alyssa and Jules both bewildered and resentful. Alyssa, with a smirk playing on her lips, couldn't resist the opportunity to mock. She turned to Jules and said,
Well, well. It seems like Mr. Monteverde's mysterious friend is none other than Dominic. Imagine leeching off his connections just to taste the high life.
Jules, adding his snide comment, chimed in.
Must be nice having a rich friend who can pull strings for you. Some people really need to rely on others to enjoy these things.
However, Jason overheard her remark.
How about I play along a little?
He smirked.